Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my sponsor Link2 has started their March Madness Link2 tournament today. Today it's Kraken versus Shield AI and Epic Games versus Data Miner, and they've got an entire bracket here with all the different companies that are listed on the Link2 platform. I'm going to give you just the general how it works, and then in my next video I'm going to have Nick Burafato from Link2 on to go in detail about how it works and the things that are going to be going on this week. Support your favorite company by investing in it, aid in its progression to the next round. The further a company advances in the tournament, the more special offers it will unlock, providing you with even greater investment opportunities. So I'll give you more on that here in the next video. Okay, check out the market. We've got 2.71 trillion in the total market cap. And if you go down, Bitcoin has crossed 72,000. Look at that. XRP's sitting there at 62 cents. And I bought more XRP this morning. I'm accumulating more XRP. I decided as long as XRP is below $1, I'm just going to keep on accumulating it. Let me show you some of my reasoning. Well, this is the gold charts. First, I wanted to show you this from Dark Defender. Gold chart signals a conflict incoming somewhere in the world this week. Our Fibonacci level's at 2140 an ounce, which is eliminated. Next target is 2,812. So if the chart says gold will rise, then something big must happen. Then we've got this. This is where it gets crazy. Crypto is getting bold. Now, this is the kind of stuff that can bring out the crypto police. It's one thing, Crypto, for you to go out there and you to do charting. But when you start making predictions with dates, that's when the crypto police could get activated. The crypto Gestapo does not tolerate this kind of insolence. I think that's a word used by Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers in Austin Powers, one of the greatest series of movies ever. XRP May 2024, $17, or November 2024, $27. I do not like the game of timing. It's like throwing darts blindfolded. Guessing the market timing is challenging. However, I'll take a shot and state the following. The breakout move could push the price to $17. My rationale is that Bitcoin hit all-time high and might pull back slightly before continuing upward. Therefore, my window of opportunity for XRP is still between April and July. All right. Then we've got this. Now, these are the ones I really like, because this is like probably, I'm guessing, a Bitcoin maxi. Usually when you don't see anything, you can assume Bitcoin maxi, but it's not a chart person that's in the XRP community. The name's Ash Crypto. I don't think it is. Ash Crypto. He's got 1 million followers. XRP massive breakout. XRP is on the verge of a multi-year breakout. Once it breaks out, the pump will be huge. I like the sound of that. Now, then Donald Trump was on Squawk Box this morning talking crypto.
I turn it over to Jay. I just wanted to ask you about something very specific for regulation, and that is Bitcoin.
Now, did you hear Jay? They're referring to Jay Clayton. Jay Clayton, I believe that in this clip, I'm going to play you the part where he's talking about crypto in general right now, but I captured the clip where I believe Donald Trump basically calls Jay Clayton out on ETHgate and says, I know about it. Look, folks, it's not any in between. Either Jay Clayton was a guy, there was a lot of people under Trump who were actually not for Trump. A lot of people that, if you remember, when he was president, he kept having moles and people kept leaking things. There was a lot of people in his administration that were basically people that weren't on his side, and they were almost like plants in his administration. And you have to wonder, because I don't think it's any in between. I think either Jay Clayton was one of them, and he turned on Trump there at the end as he walked out the door, or all the world's a stage, and you'll have to decide what that means for you.
I have in the past, I don't know if you recall, but I said you got to look at this closely, Mr. President, and you know the current SEC Commissioner Gary Gensler finally allowed for these spot ETFs, and now we see Bitcoin at almost 72,000. But it's almost as if it's in spite of some of the efforts over regulation of maybe the Biden administration. Do you have any thoughts now on crypto?
Well, it's taken its own life. You know, I do little things sometimes for fun and, you know, make money with it, but I have fun with it too.
You mean NFTs, you bought Bitcoin? No, but I sometimes will let people pay through Bitcoin, or will let people get involved in a new, you know, if you think of it, it's an additional form of currency. And I used to say, you know, I want one currency. I want the dollar. I don't want people leaving the dollar, and I feel that way. But I will tell you, it has taken on a life. I did a thing that people smile at, but it was wild. We did 1,000 sneakers, so limited edition sneaker run. The last one, and you could go through, you know, our crazy new.
All right, this isn't the most interesting stuff. The most interesting stuff. And in fact, I dropped the Fruition Productions film down here underneath Squawk Box, because when you hear the reference, when you hear him call out Jay Clayton, I wanted to make sure. Make no mistake, folks, they know about ETHgate. Make no mistake. And when the film comes out, they're really going to know about ETHgate. Now, this is the clip. I believe if you listen to what Trump says and the way he says it, it's almost like he's going, hey, Jay, there was no scandals in your thing, was there? It's almost like he's calling him out. Listen to this.
Countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar. And frankly, and I know Jay feels strongly about this, and Jay did a fantastic job, by the way, in a group where there's always scandal and problem.
Why would he bring up, in a group where there's always scandal, of all the things he would bring up in referring to the SEC, why would he bring that up? He knows, they know all about ETHgate.
Jay went through 4 years. There wasn't one scandal. I don't know, Jay, maybe you can tell me, but there was.
Oh my gosh, if that's ever calling someone out, I bet all these people who've been covering for ETHgate, all the Squawk Box people, and Jay Clayton literally wanted to crawl under their desks because they all know that they've been covering this up. They are complicit. They have intentionally not covered it. Not just them, but a lot of the mainstream media and the crypto media.
One scandal. That is the most scandalous position because it involves massive amounts of money. With Jay Clayton, we had no scandal, zero, nothing whatsoever. So I thought it was great.
Yeah. Look at this. Sean McBride, ex-Rippler. He says, it's already started. I like the sound of that. Now, I love this. This is great. Chad Steingraber. Graber. The power of the ETF is the single greatest wealth generator that crypto will ever see. You don't need astronomical numbers in the actual asset. You only need a derivative fund with shares outperforming the supply. If there's heavy demand from buyers, the price of an ETF can increase above its net NAV's net asset value. That was on the Series 7 when I took it. I'm not a financial advisor now. I used to be at Morgan Stanley. Conversely, if there's a heavy sell side pressure, the price can dip below the NAV, a discount. Check this out. You asked for the XRP quote buyback. If I give you ETF premium in-kind redemption, it will be trading at $250 a share for one underlying XRP by the end of 2025. Now you might here he is. Now you might get the importance of the in-kind model of the ETF. Once we have that, you will be able to deposit the actual crypto asset into these funds. The funds redeem your deposit for shares. That means if you hold a crypto worth $2 and the fund premium is $200, that means you just arbitraged a 100 times return. But currently we are only cash creates on the ETFs. Trust that will change. They will want your crypto that badly. That is an interesting series of tweets. Now, Stephen Narioff is retweeting Eleanor Terrett. She said, "Scoop, optimism about the SEC approving the ETH spot ETFs by May 23rd is waning. Based on my conversations with people familiar, meetings in recent weeks have been very much one-sided. One issuers and custodians trying to rally SEC staff to get the process rolling, but staff not really engaging in meaningful ways like they did with the Bitcoin spot ETF applications. Why? I'm told that Gary Gensler believes he already placated the industry with the approval of Bitcoin spot ETFs. Also, influential and anti-crypto politicians like Senator Warren are already angry at the SEC for approving the Bitcoin ETFs in the first place and are rallying against the same thing happening for ETH. One source tells me staff has been very hard to gauge on this, and we're not sure if anyone really knows what's going on in their heads, but they're going to have it to start work soon. It's going to have a shot. Have to start work soon if it's going to have a shot. May 23rd is a little over 2 months away." Stephen Narioff comes in. Update. An Ethereum ETF would be criminal. ETH is built off deception, is a fraud machine enabling corruption in our government and allowing interference in our country by foreign governments. On behalf of Secret Pass, Gary Gensler, Prometheum declared ETH a security. Prometheum's biggest outside investor was Wang Chang Blockchain, who created the original Ethereum wallets, among much more, and is CCP entity. Can it get any worse than this? Wow. Okay, now you got to see this. This is a video that I found yesterday, and I'm not saying anything about March 12th, 2024, other than he brought this up as a date. I'm not saying that the switch is going to flip on March 12th. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is I found a video where this guy, who's a gold guy, he's not even talking about XRP. He's talking about reset, gold, he's talking about all this, and that's the reference to him, the flip the switch thing. Now, could that also have to do with crypto in some kind of way? Yeah, because I believe crypto is going to be heavily involved when they change this system over. Just listen to what he says.
So you know that you've got this switch right here, that all you have to do is, I'm going to flip that switch up, no more BTFP come March 12th of 2024, and you know that your inflation problem is gone.
But replaced by what? Replaced by a banking crisis, which means what? Which surely means a recession, surely has broader ramifications.
And surely means
inflation.
CBDC.
Well, yes,
and surely means a CBDC.
So
there's that incentive layer on.
When we were talking in March, I had several guests on the show that actually predicted or forecast or made us aware, like you do, of the possibility of a consolidation of the banking sector, which allows for a CBDC. Fewer banks there are, the closer you are to the Fed, the easier it is to implement a CBDC.
Even if it's not the Fed's balance sheet. Let's just assume that all the banks got absorbed by JP Morgan. So you've got the Fed and JP Morgan. Well, let's remember who owns the Fed. That would be JP Morgan, that would be the banks. Yeah. So if there's only one bank, then they own the Fed, right?
The banks own the Fed?
Absolutely. Yeah, the Fed technically is a private corporation.
Right.
And they have shareholders.
Yeah.
And the shareholders are the banks that are within their network, in their system, right? So if there's only one bank left standing, then by definition, they own the Fed. So basically you have that Gauze bank type of scenario that we talked about earlier, which was the one bank in communist Russia that could not go bust. So whether that one ledger is on the Fed's balance sheet or JP Morgan's, it still doesn't matter for the average Joe and Jane. The net result is the exact same.
Okay, folks. Now, then we've got, and this is going to carry us into the profit group. We'll get there in a minute. But this is Michael Saylor and they're continuing this eat gold narrative and all of this stuff. And I'm going to explain to you, boy, if I've unlocked what's really going on, I've unlocked what's really going on, and we're going to talk about it in the group. All this COMEX 589 stuff and all the different things that we've been hearing for years, it has everything to do with what's going on. There's no question in my mind. This is a government plan what's going on, and that includes the Bitcoin ETFs.
Bitcoin crossing the $70,000 mark for the first time on Friday. This morning, it's now above $72,000. Joining us right now to talk Bitcoin is Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy Executive Chairman, and 8K out from the company this morning, revealing it just bought more than $800 million in Bitcoin. As of the end of last month, his company held about 200,000 Bitcoins. And Michael, I want to thank you for joining us. You have been early and courageous, and you continue to double down. I want to talk about where you think Bitcoin is, but also want to talk about how you think about MicroStrategy and your company as a proxy for Bitcoin now that ETFs are available to the public.
Sure. Well, I think I'd start just with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is certainly at least digital gold. It's going to eat gold. It's got all of the great attributes of gold, and it's got none of the defects of gold. If you could teleport gold from New York to Tokyo in a few minutes, people would like it. It's going to divert capital from risk assets and risk ETFs like SPY, and you can see that these ETFs are doing that. It's going to be incorporated into a lot of funds like the BlackRock Global Opportunities Fund or the Strategic Income Opportunities Fund. And so it's an asset class. As it goes into other funds, it's going to become structural. The halving is going to cut the organic supply of natural sellers in half around April 20th. That means there's only about $32 million a day of natural sellers. And the price of Bitcoin is going to have to adjust up in order to meet that investor demand. So
okay. Now, my caveat is, look, I think that they're most likely going to let Bitcoin live, and I do mean let, okay? Because I think the ETF, but I think the whole point of the ETFs is partially, I think this is a government plan, 1,000%. I've been saying it for a long time, and I still think it. I think it more now than I did a month ago, and I'm going to show you in DAIXRP.com. We're going to talk about it. I can't stress enough what we uncovered about the Andy Schectman video this weekend in the group. We got Lynette Zhang, who's a gold bug, coming to Zhang Enterprises, coming to XRP Las Vegas. Brad Combs told me now we've got Andy Schectman himself. They're going to be on stage. We got Chris Giancarlo. So you've got all the people necessary to have a real conversation about what's coming and what the reset would look like. CBDCs, XRP is a bridge currency, the COMEX 589 rule, and how that could come into play down the road. But I'm in the group. I'm going to go over again. I'm going to go a little further into it. But I'm going to go over again what is really happening and how they're doing this transition. I am convinced after the censored video, we're directly over the target on what is going to come. Now, Brad Combs told me that they had record sales of tickets to XRP Las Vegas this weekend, and so this thing's picking up. If you haven't gotten your tickets, you can join my group, DAIXRP.com, and I've got a coupon or a thing posted at the very top where you can get a discount on your tickets. If you aren't in the group, that's fine. I've got links to just the general admission tickets and all in that, okay, in the description of this video. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Here we go into the group.